Good morning and welcome to our live crafting session this morning. It's Monday morning, the 27th of May 2024. My name's Jenny McCormack. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in central UK. It is a bank holiday for us here in the UK. It would be a Whitsun bank holiday as it used to be, and I decided still to go live this morning rather than to change everything round. It always gets complicated when I miss the Monday morning and then I swap the evenings out. So I thought I would just go live this morning with our latest coffee and card design and our new stamp set of the week. Good morning to you, Kerry, or I should say good evening to you, Kerry. Kerry comes to us from Australia. The Hearts and Hugs stamp set can be found on page 61 of our latest annual catalogue, and as you can see, it features cute characters. We have 4 main images. We have the 2 walruses, we have the cute little mouse with the heart, we have the hamster, and we have the 2 badgers. There's also a few little hearts here, and there is a coordinating die set that goes with this that obviously cuts out these images but also cuts out some stalks and flowers as well. There are 5 sentiments, perfect for the title of the stamp set. So we've got a little thanks, sending a big hug, so it's there when you need it, which you could put on the inside. I could just hug you, and sending birthday hugs. So all very cute. I stamped all of the images out and just did a quick bit of colouring yesterday. And I did have to look up the colour of the badger's face because I can never remember which bit is the white bit and which bit is the dark bit. So if I remember, they have basically a white face but with a black or dark grey stripe. And looking this up to check this, apparently this colouring, the darkness or the lightness, varies depending on which country they are in and whereabouts in the world the badgers are in. And there is a particular name for this, and it's to make them look fierce with the stripes if somebody's facing them head on or another animal's facing them head on. So we're going to be using the badgers today, but we'll be able to use any of these for our coffee and card. We have the cute little mouse with the heart, and then we have the 2 walruses, and then I haven't coloured in this cute little hamster, and that's only because my car is packed ready for coffee and card. And so I had some grey blends pens to hand, but I wanted to do a little sort of brown hamster. So I will colour the little hamster in due course, but I'm just using the greys for today, hence the little grey mouse as well. So for our card today, I'm also using these brand new dies. These are called Spotlight on Nature dies, and they coordinate with a stunning stamp set that features a floral image and butterflies. Very, very delicate. And this set of dies is called, as I said, Spotlight on Nature. These can be found on page 69 of the catalogue. There are 12 dies in all, and you can layer them up, or you can just cut a single die. So if you cut a single die, obviously it'll have the whole backing on the inside. It'll be a complete circle, like so. This one here, which is the one we're going to use today. And there are sort of 3 different designs. So you've got this one here with these little sort of flowers on. You've got this with this sort of railing, and then you've got an embossed edge. I don't know how much of that you can see on the screen, and they vary, so they sort of alternate, so you don't have one of everything in every size, but they do alternate round. I just cut them up in different colours so that you can see them a little bit better, and layered them. So a fun set of dies, 12 altogether. This one measures it's about 3 3/4 inches, and I'm just trying to see what that is in centimetres for you. I know I'm putting it onto a 4-inch card, so let me see. Yes, about 9.7 centimetres, something like that. And so I have got a card I'm going to use, which is Smoky Slate. So this measures just under 10 centimetres. It's 9.9 square, and so that's going to fit on there perfectly. So that's the largest size, and this, no, it's not the largest size. It's one down from the largest size, sorry, because that would take up just about the whole card. I wanted to show some of the backing. So this one is the second size down. I was thinking it's not going to fit otherwise. Oh dear, just Monday morning, folks. So this can be found on page 69 of the annual catalogue. The dies set on their own are £33, which is really good value for 12 detailed dies. And obviously, as I said, you can layer any combination of these up. There's also a bundle price that you can purchase the dies and the coordinating stamp set. So these are the stamps, and they are red rubber, as you can see, mounted onto foam. And what's really good is that Stampin' Up have cut out the centres to avoid you getting too much ink if you press too hard into the ink pad and then carrying that over onto your image. But the good thing is, don't throw those elements away, because what you can do is just these. So these are the pieces that come out of the middles. You can just mount them onto a block, and I'm going to use those to make it look like a path, so it's like crazy paving, but you could also make it look like a stone wall. They are cute images, aren't they? Okay, so I'm going to use those for my background, and then when I finish I can pop them back into the middles, or I can just leave them on the side in the stamp set. So I'm going to use the badgers today, and I might need a block really. Just pop that one on there, and let me just make sure it's clean to start the day. Okay, hopefully that's not reflecting too much. It's quite bright today, but very, very breezy. I can hear the wind howling outside. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp the image on here and then do a quick amount of colouring. Just going to give you a few hints and tips on colouring larger images. I know a lot of people are frightened of doing it, but the best thing to do is just stamp and have a practice. So I'm going to be using a black ink. I don't normally use black, but it's perfect for obviously these images, in particular the badgers and the walruses, but you could use a grey. I do like a defined image if I'm colouring in, unless I'm doing the watercolour technique. So I'm just going to stamp this in the centre, or roughly in the centre. And of course the good thing about a circle die is that it doesn't matter if it's not exactly straight, because you can just rotate. As long as it's fairly central, you can just rotate that around. Okay, while that's drying, I'm just going to do the backing. So I've got this here that I'm going to, let's see, maybe do a standing up card this time. So what I'm going to do is stamp this across the bottom to make it look like standing on some rocks. And what I'm going to do is use, I've got grey granite, this is Smoky Slate, and I've got a grey granite ink pad. Normally I would use smoky slate, but I'm afraid it's all packed up in the car, and I didn't want to disturb everything. So let me just see how this is going to stamp on here. Oh, I think that'll be okay. So it is a solid, obviously solid image here. You could use the kissing technique to add some more detail to that, which I'll talk about later. So I'm just going to place that on there, like so. And then I could turn this round. No, I'm going to keep it the same actually, because that sort of fits in well there. I'm making sure I'm just cleaning that off in between. And what you could do is just have, I've done all 5, but you could have 3 and then separate ones that you could use to build up your wall if you wanted to. Whoops, daisy. Or I could take the edge one off, for example, but it's only going to be our background, so I'm just going to stamp that onto there, like so. I've got a little gap here, so I might just use the top edge of that to fill it in, like so. There we go. Great for giraffes and things like that. Could go over the whole thing, but I'm thinking just like that would be okay. But if you think differently, let me know. Okay, let's do a little bit of colouring on here. Just turn that over so it doesn't interrupt. So I have to remember it's going to be a white face, so what I'm going to do is the dark bits first, just so that I don't get carried away. So I've just got 2 pens today, dark smoky slate and light smoky slate. I'm just going to start with the dark one and just do that face stripe. So remember, it's a white face and then it's got the black stripe. No doubt when I come back to this in, I don't know, 3 or 4 months time, I'll have to look it up again. There's that one there, and then this one here. So this is the dark smoky slate, so I'm just going right the way over with that. And the ears. Okay, now what I'm going to do is do the edges, and you can see that they've got this shaped edge to make it look like bristles, so I'm going to take advantage of that and just brush my dark grey in from the outside going in. On there. This is the tail. Like so. That's a foot. That's a foot. That's a foot. Okay, and then I'm repeating the same here. So just little brush strokes from the outside in. Doesn't matter if you leave a little bit of a white space between them. And I'm going to do the same here. Like that. Oh, little spider joined us. Like so. And then we've got this bit here which would be shaded where the 2 bodies are overlapping, like so. So that is the dark. I can add a bit more on here, and again just using that brush stroke, and I'll do the same on this one here. Like that. Now I can bring in my lighter colour and continue that, but I'm continuing with the wider brush, the brush tip, and I'm just covering this area because it's quite a big area, and then I'm going to go over and do a little bit more blending. Okay, cute. So I hope everybody is keeping well, and for those of you that are on holiday when you're watching this, enjoy your bank holiday or holiday of any kind. Okay. So making sure I leave the head white, and then all I'm going to do is just bring this in again from the edges and just add a little bit more texture and blending. And always I'm going towards the middle so that I get a lighter element there, like so. Slightly darker underneath the armpits there. Like so. And then if you want to, you can come back with the darker one and add some little dots for more texture to make it look a little bit more 3D and spiky. Now, as I said, the dies do actually cut these elements out because I'm using this for coffee and card, and we want to keep that element simple so it's suitable for anybody coming along. We don't use the dies, so I've just bought the stamps on their own. Sometimes I'll do that, and then when I like it so much I will buy the dies after, but you do get your 10% discount if you buy them at the same time. Right, let's see who else has joined us. Good morning, Brenda. Thank you so much for joining us. So there's our cute little badgers. This is the remainder of the set. So we've got badgers, we've got the walruses, we've got a hamster, and the cutest little mouse. Okay, this is our background that we stamped using the offcuts from the centres, and I just mounted those onto a block like so. It's better. You could cut these finer as well if you wanted to, if you wanted a smaller design background. So my plan was to put that on there. Now I could put this background all the way across rather than just at the bottom. I'm not quite sure. Let me know what you think. I'm quite happy with it like that, but if you think we should have it all the way over, I can do that. And then I'm just going to stamp a sentiment to go across, probably across the middle maybe. So sending a big hug, oh, sending birthday hugs. That would definitely do, wouldn't it? Perfect. Let's grab another block. I happened to find these when I was emptying a bag. I bet it doesn't fit. Ooh! It might just. Okay, let's stamp it on the back and see what it looks like. I've got a black to hand, so I'm just going to use that as a nice contrast. So stamping on this on the back so that I can see what it looks like. So apart from the fact it's not straight, I think that will work fine. We put this underneath. It's got a bit of a crease on it. Let's give it a go. Brenda says she likes it as it is. Perfect. As does Carrie. Good. I'm glad you all agree with me. It looks like a path then, doesn't it? I mean, you could put it across the bottom, but this pattern is so pretty I don't really want to cover it up. Right, let me see. So I can see, I think, that this goes... Let me just stamp this straight on the line. Maybe goes down very slightly. Not even a millimetre, I don't think. So as long as that is straight, we'll give it a go. Bit low down, isn't it? Let's try it again. I think it is slightly lower on the stamp than it shows on my image on the front. So let's just lift the whole thing up. There we go. Better, although it's a bit to the left. Come on, Jenny. One more. So lifting it up, yeah, I can see that my label is slightly offset. There we go, that will do. That's a bit better, more central. Okay, so that can go across there. So I think what I'm going to do is pop this on with dimensionals. So I really do like these dies. I don't know if you caught those earlier, Brenda. If not, I will show them to you again. All of them, I think. Yes. So I've got this one opening from the top. Let's get it like that. And we do have some really nice smoky slate, and I think they're basic grey. Embellishments. Couldn't think of the word. Embellishments, which would put perfectly on there. So where am I going to put this? Here, I think, or here. I can't decide. It feels better to the right, doesn't it? And I think I'm going to add those with dimensionals as well. Just going to pop 2 on the back, and just make sure you put them with the narrowest side. In parallel. Oh, okay, I'll show you the dies, Brenda, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to cut the feet off, so I'm going to pop it here. Like so. There we go. Very cute. Send me birthday hugs. This would be great for an anniversary card, as would the Walruses. And you could use the mouse and do some mirror stamping and have 2 mice facing each other, so I might incorporate that on Thursday, a little bit of mirror stamping. So that is Hearts and Hugs. That is the stamp set that we're using for Coffee and Card this week, starting tomorrow at Esquire's Coffee in Brackley. And let me just quickly show you those dies. So these are the dies, Brenda. They're called Spotlight on Nature. They do have matching stamp set. 12 dies altogether, and they just cut out the outside edge. So if you just want a single layer, for example like that, which is that one there, you can just cut that one out. This one is this one here. Obviously what you can do to save card is line a whole load of them up and cut 2 or 3 at a time if you wanted to. So you could cut that one, and that one. I would leave plenty of gap between them, but your die cutter should be able to cut those out. So Spotlight on Nature, and those are in the catalogue on page 69, and the dies are £33 for all 12 dies. Okay, so there we are. That is our session for this morning. Nice and straightforward for Coffee and Card. It is half term here, so very often I will choose a stamp set that is suitable for the youngsters, because often we will get Caroline's grandchildren coming along or other people's children coming along, and so they do quite like doing animal images. So that is why I've selected that for this week, starting tomorrow in Brackley, and then Friday afternoon in Brackley, and then Monday next week in Toaster. So thank you so much for joining me. Do enjoy your bank holiday if you have a bank holiday, and if you're watching this on catch up, thank you so much for watching and supporting me, and I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Bye for now.